How you doing? It's Khoa here. In this video we're going to be covering passion versus profit, and this is a pretty interesting debate that I really want to go over. And if you go on social media, if you go on YouTube, you'll see a lot of people talking about, you got to hustle, you got to work hard, and that's the only way you're going to make money is if you just focus on making money, you'll make money, right? From my experience, I personally believe that you got to have an element of passion and you got to have an element of love in whatever that you're doing. So for example, in the field of accounting or tax, I have no interest in that, except for I do want to reduce my taxes, right? But I have no interest in learning about it and learning about accounting methods. I have zero interest in that. I just don't care. But there's a lot of people making a lot of money in tax. You can get a lot of tax reductions, you can scam the government, whatever it is, right? So there's a lot of people making a lot of money in tax. But I've just got no interest in that. So if I were to look at, wow, there's people making a lot of money in tax, and I were to try and learn all about tax and then go after it, I wouldn't even survive the first day. I would sit there with a tax book. I would just thinking about it. It's just it just doesn't interest me. So I personally think that's a big fish there. I personally think that you got to have a lot of passion in that thing that you're trying to do. And the reason why passion is important is because you're going to be in it for the long haul. You're going to be in it for a long period of time. There's going to be times when it's not going to work out, things that you just don't like, and you're going to come across so many challenges, roadblocks, and it's just not going to be passionate. And passion is what's going to really push you through, because those roadblocks it's going to be really tough for you to overcome. But if you still like it, if you're doing it for the love of it and you're curious about it, and you just do it anyway, that's what's really going to make you successful. So to give you an example is my YouTube channel. When I first started it, I started back in 2016. I was just recording videos. It's a passion. I love doing this. I love making videos. I like trying to improve it. I like to improve different bits of it. I like to experiment with it. Audio, background, big fish over there, and there's a lot of things I want to do, right? So I'm always doing it, but there were times and months and probably even over a year where it just didn't work out. Wasn't getting the views, wasn't getting any subscribers. Things just wasn't working out. But the thing is, I still like what I do. I'm still really passionate about it. I still do it. And these days, I've moved over the 1,000 subscriber mark this year, so I'm really happy about that. And I've been able to monetize my videos, so that's really cool. But I would never get to this point if I wasn't passionate about it. Never. If I didn't like this stuff, I would never do it. I would never create these videos. And I think, I'm looking at other YouTube channels and other people who've just getting into YouTube for their own reasons to generate business, but they don't really care about the video. I think those people just they didn't really work out. I saw this one guy, he was just dumping all these videos every day, but he wasn't even trying. He wasn't in the video. It was just I can't remember, but he was just recording his phone conversations with someone, and he just dumped it on YouTube. And he kept doing that, and I knew he was trying to grow his business, but he did that, and then he just stopped because he didn't get results. And I think what really failed is because he wasn't passionate about YouTube. He wasn't passionate about video. All he wanted to do out of YouTube was just to get business he just wanted to get leads for his business, and that was it. And he didn't care about it. And you see that a lot. And I personally think that if you're passionate about something, you'll be able to make it successful. So try doing something for the money. If you're just in YouTube just for 100% for the money, you don't care about video, you don't care about people, you're not going to make it. But if you really love it, if you love doing this thing, if you love craft, if you love painting, if you love creating websites, if you love pottery, whatever it is that really inspires you and everything, you'll become really great at it. And everything else becomes really easy, because it might be hard to sell it because you don't know that skill of sales, but because you're so good at it, you're just so good at that product, people will find you. People will come to you, and then eventually you'll get better and better. And those times when you might not make that much money, that passion will get you through that, because you'll just keep doing it. So there is a lot of things. There's a lot of pros when it comes to passion. But then there's also the caveat to that, because sometimes when you do things that you're passionate about, you don't really make that much money. Because, for example, if you're really passionate in writing poems, fine, you become a really great person who writes poems, right? But is a market for people to buy poems? Is a lot of people running out there to buy spend $100,000 on a poem? Probably not. I personally think that there are some times where you got to do things for the money, 100%, things you hate just for the money, but make sure it's not for the long term. Make sure it's just a means to an end. If you're just doing it on the side for a bit just to pay the bills, to me that's fine. That's fine in my books, because you got to do what you got to do. You got to pay the bills and everything, so do that. But there also has to be a certain part of your life after work where you got to work on something you're passionate about, because you got to grow it. It's like a seed. This passion project that you're working on after hours, you plant it, you water it, and eventually it grows. It might not take long. It will take probably a long time for it to grow. But then one day, even if it takes 10 years, if that thing that you're growing on the side that you're really passionate about, it takes off in 10 years and it pays for your bills and your living expenses and everything, and you're now free to work on that thing that you're passionate about, that you love to do, wow, that's heaven on earth to me. To me, that's heaven on earth. So hopefully, for me, I dream of the day where I get to do this full time. I'm only doing this part time, but to be paid full time by YouTube to create YouTube videos, oh yeah, I don't know, just pinch me. I don't know what I'll do. Probably I'll cry, definitely cry from happiness, sheer happiness from being able to monetize my channel for enough to pay all my bills. But yeah, I'm working at that. But if you ever get to that stage where you're doing something you're passionate about full time, that's it. You don't need the $1 billion property portfolio or anything like that. You just do whatever you want to do. Try to look at it that way. So that's my take on passion versus profit. I think, and also it's also important there's some things that you do need to do. The market does want people who know how to sell, and those things aren't sexy. They're the boring subjects and everything. You have to you still got to learn it in order for you to grow that passion, if that makes sense. Because if you're creating books, if you're a writer and you're writing books, you still got to learn how to sell it. So there's going to be times where it's going to be boring. You're going to be learning all this boring stuff like sales, marketing, and so forth, and you do have to learn it. But as long as you're learning that to support that thing that you love, that's okay. Okay, so use the profit making skills, things that you don't like, to support your passion, but then do things you're passionate about full time, and then eventually those two will complement each other, and then you'll be able to create a great life. So that's it. That's my take on passion versus profit. And hope you like this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next one. Cheers.